Has Kyle McDonald give you any scouting report on Utah since he has experience with the program?
You know, we've had good talks about it. I mean, you know, that's I'm always being careful about overdoing something like that. You know, I mean, it's people change and adapt from year to year. I mean, if somebody that maybe was in, you know, with us at the previous spot last year wouldn't understand some of the differences now. So. I think more the focus for us, kind of like the questions a few weeks ago with Eric Gentry before we played Arizona State, is trying to stay focused on us, trying to stay focused on executing what we do well. That's way more important, especially against a really good football team.
What's the preparation? You know, you prepped with crowd noise and everything headed into Oregon State. What's the preposition like going into Rice Campus this weekend?
Yeah, I mean it'll be a fun atmosphere. You know, we need to operate a little bit more clean. That'll be important for us. We think we'll be ready to do that. That'll obviously be important to the game. It's part of playing great road football. There's different dynamics that you have to handle well, and we need to handle it well this week.
What can a young running back like Rayleigh Brown learn from watching Travis Dye?
Consistency in the way, and not it shows up. You all see it on Saturday. I mean, we see it every single day, right? There's a reason why the guy plays like he does week in and week out. He prepares at an elite level. He's very consistent. He makes very few mental mistakes. He's very mature. He's a very consistent competitor, and because of that, it shows up all the time on Saturdays. And that's, you know, for a guy that has talent like Raleek, it's important to learn those lessons. And, you know, Travis Dye probably didn't know those as a freshman either. You know, sometimes those are things that you grow into, and Raleek is growing, and it's a great kind of thing for him to shoot for, a great role model that if he can develop his game the way Travis has, he'll have a chance to be a very good player.
After watching the film, what maybe wasn't working in the passing game, this past game?
We missed a couple of throws, and we dropped some balls. I mean, when you throw it 30 times and, you know, you take really 10 of those off the board that were either, a missed throw or a drop pass. I mean, we were pretty good on the rest of them. There's just not a whole lot left. And then the game became, basically inside drill in the fourth quarter, which was fun. And that's how it needed to be. So you just weren't, nature of the game, you weren't going to throw it a ton then. So, no, we were totally controllable on our end. Missed some things that we would expect to finish, but we're able to make it up in other areas.
Lincoln, Cam Rising was committed to you when you were at your previous stop. What did you learn about him in that process, and how have you seen it play out in his career?
Yeah, he's a cool kid. It was good to be able to reconnect with him. It had been a while. Reconnect with him at the Pac-12 Media Days. Yeah, he's a neat kid. He's got a great family. It's been cool to see. I know he bounced around obviously a little bit, and he's obviously found a tremendous home. And it seems like that he's really been a great fit there for the team and what they've done offensively, and he's run it very well. And then you can see this year just his evolution, right? He's more experienced. They're doing more things, I think, through him, which is no surprise. Running the ball well, throwing it well. I mean, that's why I recruited him coming out. I thought he's a really good player, and he's been a very good player. I'm obviously not on the same side with him this week, but I'm excited for his career, how it's gone, and how it'll go after this.
When Bobby was out last week, Mason came in instead of Cortland. What went into that decision?
I just felt like it was the right decision at that point. We've got some guys that have been practicing well. We've got some tough decisions to make there. We felt like it was, in that situation, was the right time to make a Mason shot.
Pass rush was kind of a question heading into the season. You guys now lead the nation in sacks. What's kind of worked with that group?
A good team defense. I think the fronts, obviously, they bought into the notion that if we're not in the backfield, we're not playing the way that we want to play. So we've been able to get some production from multiple people. It certainly hasn't just been Thule's obviously been a force for us, but it hasn't been just Thule. We've covered pretty well on the back end. That's always a big part of it too. I mean, a few of those the other day we got home really clean, and a few of them we did a nice job of not giving them anywhere to throw and making guys hang on to the football. And so sacks are typically, unless you have just four elite pass rushers, most sacks typically have a team defense aspect to it, right? Everybody's got to be doing their job, and we've been able to do that and have some explosive plays, and we've gotten better. Our pass rush has certainly gotten better as of late.
Lincoln, at the halfway point of the regular season, as you look back, what are you most proud of, and what are you looking to see the team build upon second half of the season?
I mean, it's pretty simple, man. Probably won all 6 games, right? You know, I mean, that's and not necessarily the record, but what went into that. Most looking forward to. There will be several 6-0 teams that there'll be some that finish really well, some that finish okay, and some that don't finish very good. And so it's great, but it is just a start. It's not a guarantee to anything. So it'll be a challenging second half of the season. But like this is when it gets the most fun. Like this is what you do it for. Like put yourself in great position. Now it's time to go accelerate and be our best.
Lincoln, on another note, this is Jalen Hurts' first year since high school to not have a new offensive coordinator, not have a new system. How do you think that exposure has impacted him as a player today, and how did your time together impact him as a player?
Well, you're right on that point. I told every NFL team that came through that you know, the positives and negatives, and a lot of every question from every team was, how do you project this guy? And I told them all, I said, I think he's going to be a really good player. He's got a pro mentality, but I said I don't know where his ceiling is because at that point it was five straight years of new offensive coordinators. I think we were 5, you know, and then he's had a couple up there. So I mean, it's I told somebody if he ever gets some continuity in the system, watch out. I was fired up that the Eagles took him at the time, and yeah, I mean I think our time together, it was short, it was fun. You know, he made me a better coach because he's just kind of his approach was really unique, and it was fun and challenging at the same time to coach. He'd probably say the same thing about his experience with us. I think maybe more than anything, we got him to loosen up a little bit, got him to relax. He was, you know, Jalen's a pretty, pretty serious at times stoic guy, and then coming out of the program that he did, there's there's a little bit different approach, and obviously super successful on both accounts. But yeah, I think kind of allowed him to be able to relax and enjoy, play the game maybe a little bit more free flowing. And then what the guy's done though is he hasn't used it as poor me. It hasn't been, I've had all these coaches, right? I've just tried to take the best of each one that I can, and I think that's why he's playing the way he is.
How much have you noticed defenses maybe treat Jordan a little differently as they've had a little bit more on film with him in this offense?
Not much. I mean, when you're running the ball like we have, when your quarterback's also threat the run game, and when you have other good receivers, it's tough to. At times he's seen a little bit of extra attention, but it hasn't been. It's not like he's getting double covered every single play. So
Let's do one more.
He's done a nice job for us. I mean, we had a couple of real opportunities to get to him the other night, and he's obviously had a really good first half of the season, but I think primed to play really well for us here in the end.
Let's do one more.
What do you guys need to do to finish out the season? 6 more victories. What do you guys have to do?
Just 6? that'll get quoted.
Regular
Oh
season.
boy. Yeah. Everybody, calm down. All right. We got to get better. Like the target moves. Like it's what's good enough week 1 is not good enough week 3. Is not good enough week 7. Not good enough week 9. I mean, it's not. Other people that you play, you gotta expect their best and expect that they're going to get better, and you can't say, well, this was enough to get these, so it's going to be enough to do that, because that's just not the nature of it. And the reality for us is, I mean, we are excited about the winning and some of the good things we've done, but we still come back each week and know there's a lot more in the tank with these guys, and so I think maintain kind of the team culture, team chemistry that's happened, and then I think we have got to not get too happy and satisfied, and we have got to continue to accelerate and push and get better, and the guys have got to keep responding. If we do that, we'll give ourselves a chance every time we step on the field.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, thanks.